What's good? You know what it is. Your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic and more. I was watching a video by Shady Slim talking about Jermall Charlo. You know, when you talk about acceptable duckers, this is acceptable duckers part 2. And it's just so many people in boxing who just retarded, bro. And I feel that this dude, Shady Slim, man, is one of the dumbest channels out there, man. And I don't shit on nobody's channel. But when you keep getting dumb shit out of dumb shit, you know, this dude's channel is whack, bro. You know, this dude said, all right, look, I get a lot of this from, you know, I don't know if the trolls or whatever it may be. People keep saying, oh, Jermall Charlo, you know, oh, he's fighting nobody. He's fighting nobody. Oh, why you don't fight Danny Jacobs? Do some research. You know, if you're going to run a boxing channel and you're going to run a boxing channel, man, you have to research. You have to do research. Don't go out here just making assumptions and saying, oh, you know, this guy ducking that guy. Clearly, Eddie Hearn said he wanted no smoke with Jermall Charlo. Danny Jacobs wanted the Jermall Charlo fight, but his promoter and his network and HBO told him no. And if people say Jermall Charlo's ducking Danny Jacobs, why didn't Danny Jacobs call out Jermall Charlo at the Luis Arias after he beat him? Please, somebody explain that to me. Jermall Charlo called out Danny Jacobs several times. He told Danny Jacobs, I knock out you and Triple G at the same time. You know? He said, I'll knock you both out. Daniel Jacobs didn't call out Jermall Charlo after the fight. And people saying, well, Jermall Charlo not fighting nobody Hugo Centennial. Look at the rankings. Look at the rankings, Mr. Shady Slim, whatever your dumb name is. Jermall Charlo is number 3 in the WBC rankings. He could have, and Canelo's number 2, but Canelo's not fighting for the WBC belt. So basically, Charlo and Danny Jacobs could have been made. It should have been made for the interim title belt, but Eddie Hearn and HBO said no. Jermall Charlo said on several occasions he'll knock out Danny Jacobs. And people acting like, oh, Danny Jacobs, somebody what has Danny Jacobs done? He got knocked down by Sergio Moro, bro. He got knocked down by Pirog, bro. He had a moral victory and almost beating Triple G. What else has he done? So they trying to put roadblocks in the way, which I'll get into in a minute. People say, oh, Demetrius Andrade rolled up on Jermall Charlo. Who has Demetrius Andrade fought? Please tell me. Please tell me who's Demetrius Andrade fought. Who has he fought? Nobody. Nobody. This dude talking about, oh, he's still ducking Demetrius. How is he ducking Demetrius Andrade? When Demetrius Andrade, or Andre, whatever you want to call him, he pulled out of a fight with Jermall Charlo. He was making a career high payday and pulled out of a fight saying, I think, you know, I wasn't making enough money. And his promoter set that fight up. They put the deal through. Andrade said it wasn't enough money. They paid him $50 more K, $300K to fight. He didn't fight. He ended up getting stripped of the WBO title. Are you talking about a guy, Demetrius Andrade, that just said that he wasn't ready to fight Billy Joe Saunders and he wanted to fight Gary Spike O'Sullivan? So why didn't he call out Jermall Charlo anytime soon now? Why didn't he call Jermall Charlo out when he know Jermall Charlo could have fought him? And this is the same Demetrius Andrade who's ducking Sergey Shevchenko, a guy with 11 or 12 pro fights. So when you actually have all the information, Shady Slim or whatever that bum name is, when you actually have all the information, you know, you sound a little bit more smarter. You sound a little bit more calculated, but he's not calculated. It's one of those gimmick channels, and there's a lot of gimmick channels out there. It's a lot of guys that talk about boxing, but don't know how to strategize and really talk boxing. And he's one of those gimmick channels, you know. And we talking about acceptable duckers. Let's get into that. Oh, you know, I agree with Master Abel Sanchez that yeah, you don't have to, you know, you don't have to fight Jermall Charlo. What do you mean? When Triple G had a mandatory before, did he not fight his mandatory? Please tell me. Did he not fight his mandatory? When Dominic Wade was his mandatory, since Jermall Charlo ain't nobody, are we saying Dominic Wade is better than Jermall Charlo? Absolutely not. But when Dominic Wade was his mandatory, he ran to sign that contract, right? When he fought Willie Monroe and Abel Sanchez said that Willie Monroe was a bigger name than Erislandy Lara and they wasn't going to fight Erislandy Lara. What? Are you serious? And this is the same guy in Shady Slim that in his video said that Erislandy Lara was a middleweight that Jermall Charlo was ducking. This how dumb this idiot is, bro. Do he not know Jermall Charlo and Gennady Lara has the same coach in Ronnie Shields, and that Gennady Lara fights at 154 pounds? Dude, stop following, subscribing, and liking dudes' videos who don't know the facts. You know, I know some of you guys out there like guys that agree with you on every other subject and talk crazy and who don't know nothing. But at the end of the day, you turn around looking stupid listening to them every time you come back when they wrong about some shit. When they wrong and hella wrong, like strike out 3,000 times wrong, and you dudes come back and, oh man, you know what, man, you know, I agree, yeah, you know what, Triple G wrist was kind of sprained when he fought Jermall Charlo before he got knocked out. You know, I want to see a rematch. You know, Shady Slim, right? Like, get out of here, man. Now we giving guys excuses not to fight that mandatory, but Triple G ran and fought every mandatory. He's about earning the right to fight Triple G, bro. What has Triple G done? The WBC belt was handed to him. WBA belt, he fought in Germany versus a bum. He fought a bum for the IBF belt and David Lemieux. Let's keep it real. He's about earning the right to fight Canelo. I agree. You know, he ain't gonna have to fight. He ain't gonna fight Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? You know, because if he becomes a world champion, you know, that's a fight that I legitimately agree. You have to earn that fight. You have to put yourself on a starting pedestal to become Canelo mandatory, which he's not Canelo mandatory, you know, and he's not making himself a big star on Premier Boxing Champions by fighting, you know, the guys that he's fighting. He's going to have to go out there and become Canelo's mandatory, or he's going to have to build himself up to be a pay-per-view-esque or type of threat that fights Canelo. Ain't nobody worried about Canelo Alvarez, you know what I'm saying? You know, Canelo ducked to Charlos. He ducked Andrade, you know, at 54. He was going to duck Gennady Lara if he didn't pull up on him. Ain't nobody worried about Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is with him. That's a fight that I agree you legitimately got to earn and do something significant or prolific to earn that fight. You know, but at the end of the day, if we talking real boxing, you know, you want to fight the best. You want to beat the best. You got to fight the best. And Canelo hasn't consistently done that, but he got a hell of a resume at 28 years old or 27 years old. You know, but at the end of the day, you agreeing with Abel Sanchez saying, oh, this guy, what has he done to deserve a shot at Gennady Golovkin? He's your mandatory. He's if he beats Hugo Centennial Jr., which the WBC ordered Hugo versus Jermall Charlo because Danny Jacobs and HBO and Eddie Hearn didn't want to risk him getting beat by Danny Jacobs, which look at the rankings. Danny Jacobs is number 3 in the WBC rankings. And remember, Canelo Alvarez he's not fighting for the WBC. So they just ranking him just to try to get in his good graces. And Charlo's number 1. Obviously, when they do an interim title belt, they go down the list asking the fighters, do you want to take that fight? Obviously, Danny Jacobs passed on the fight. Eddie Hearn said it several times. We're not interested in Jermall Charlo. I can give you the article links. And matter of fact, I will put them in the description. So if Danny Jacobs passed on him, obviously Andrade is ducking Billy Joe Saunders. He's ducking Sergey Zhivchenko. He hasn't fought anybody of relevance in quite some time. So why is you hiding behind that? Obviously, is Demetrius Andrade calling out Jermall Charlo right now? You know, did he call him out before he made this fight? Absolutely not. So these guys out here with these gimmick channels, you know, and dishing out false information most of the time and not doing their homework. Stop following and subscribing and liking these bums, dog. I'm keeping it real. Stop it, man. Keep the real boxing alive. Subscribe to people who kick real boxing game with real facts. Stop subscribing to gimmick channels, man. Stop it, man. Especially the black people out here, man. Stop subscribing to this Shady Slim guy. This dude is a buffoon, bruh. You know, he is. He don't know nothing about boxing for real. And I don't never go off on nobody, but when people keep saying stuff and don't know what they talking about, you know, you got to keep it moving. Stop supporting the fake boxing media out here, man. Stop supporting the fake boxing media, man. You know, a lot of people hate Jermall Charlo for no apparent reason. If he ain't nothing, why didn't Triple G fight him? If he ain't nothing, why is Triple G ducking him? Why would you support Abel Sanchez and Triple G ducking him when Triple G ain't fought nobody in his career? Nobody. Canelo Alvarez, the one real fight that he had in his career, he came up short and he didn't get the knockout. Danny Jacobs was never a real world title holder. The regular WBA is not a real world title. So Triple G has fought not one accomplished fighter but Canelo Alvarez. Every other fighter he fought was not accomplished. You know? So what is the difference of fighting Jermall Charlo? If Jermall Charlo isn't accomplished, as if he wasn't a world champion at 54, as if he got ranked high in the WBC, but that's no different from the WBC. You know, You know, sanctioning Amir Khan versus Canelo, sanctioning Matthew Hatton versus Canelo Alvarez. You know, sanctioning Josito Lopez versus Canelo Alvarez. You know, they say so many welterweights versus Canelo Alvarez. So what's the difference for the first time or one of the few times they give a black guy a high rank in the WC when he move up, and they make him a mandatory when Triple G never had to fight a mandatory to get that belt or had to fight for the belt. Now it's an issue. Now how they moving. Stop believing in fake boxing media, man. We saying fake boxing media. We killing them all day, every day. Stop following Shady Slim fake boxing media till he step his knowledge up. He's a bum. His channel sucks. And stop following fake boxing media, bro. And I'm going to keep it real, bro. All that fake stuff, I'm killing it. I'm killing you. Die slow. Y'all know what it is.